What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this MCU video. So if you're new to the channel, please do consider leaving a like and a subscribe down below if you did enjoy the video. If you missed it, I did talk about a video yesterday about the title of the upcoming Avengers 4. There was a rumour that it was going to be called Avengers Annihilation, and I discussed everything about the Annihilation Wave and a possible theory that, well, it could see them team up with Thanos. Now, what's really weird is that last night on Jimmy Fallon, we did actually have Mark Ruffalo appear on the show, and he did his whole spiel, this fake sort of thing they do with spoilers, blah blah blah, where they like pretend that Tom Holland has spoilt something, etc. And he says the title, and it's bleeped out. It has like a little kind of black bar over himself. And then he goes on to do some other spoilers which didn't have the black bar. Now, I'm convinced that he did actually say the whole kind of the title of the movie, and they did actually kind of NDA the entire audience. It's quite common if they do tapings, they do NDA people like that. I mean, I've signed multiple NDAs in outside of this channel as well, so it's quite common for NDAs. It's very common as well. So I really don't doubt that. And they probably get hefty fines as well. This is possibly because the House of Mouse are pissed about the possible correct name Annihilation being revealed. So you're going to check that out. That's kind of a little update on that video as well. So you're going to check that out, and keep in mind that we did have Mark Ruffalo on there potentially saying that it is Annihilation. So there is that. But another thing has come out. There's quite a lot of scoops going on. I want to do a Gotham video as well. I might do a Gotham video at some point. I may do a double upload today. I'm not too sure, because we've got Harley Quinn and possibly definitely the Joker coming as well. So that's madness. But the topic of this video here is the Dark Avengers. This is a rumour that they have commissioned a Dark Avengers script. So that's absolutely insane. But if you look back on the history of the MCU so far, the last phase, it does actually make sense. Now, if you don't know who the Dark Avengers are the Avengers which were led by Norman Osborn. At the end of Secret Invasion, we had Norman kind of get in the power vacuum, take over the Avengers, take over S.H.I.E.L.D. He converted S.H.I.E.L.D. to be called Hammer. He also had his Thunderbolts, which were reformed criminals, and then he had, once he took over Avengers, he created his own kind of bootleg Avengers. He got fun enough, he got Ghost, which is the inspiration from Ghost for Ant-Man, to take on the role of the Iron Patriot. We had a Miss Marvel ripoff, a Wolverine ripoff. We had Ares join, we had Sentry join as well. So this was really interesting. It's a really odd time in comics where everything was flipped on its head. And like I said, they were led by Norman Osborn. So what is curious here is that Dark Avengers has been commissioned, and I've had quite a few videos where I'm talking that Norman Osborn's coming. He is definitely coming to the MCU, because of course we have had the person who has possibly bought the Avengers Tower. You learnt that in Spider-Man Homecoming. We know that. We also had Sonny Birch, who had a mysterious buyer for the tech that he was going to steal and sell. Now, who else could that be? Well, Norman Osborn. Well, that sounds completely correct. If you frame it in and think of the rumour for upcoming Far From Home, is where Mysterio and the other villains, they all have a mysterious sort of benefactor. This person is sort of testing them and hiring them to take on Spider-Man, and he's testing them in many ways. So that mysterious person will be revealed, possibly. So they take that with a pinch of salt there as well. But if that is true, it's going to be Norman Osborn. Of course, that'll be revealed in the post-credit scene, and Norman Osborn will come here and set up his own Dark Avengers. But why or how? Possibly to be in response to the events of Infinity War and Avengers 4 as well. Now, it'd be interesting if Tony Stark dies. This mysterious benefactor could then go on to take over the operations from Tony and things like that. If he's bought Avengers Tower, if Tony dies, Now, I'm not too sure on how they would bring him in without Tony dying. And really, personally, I think the whole Avengers being disavowed, the Sokovia Accords, if we go on that whole line of them being kind of badly perceived by the public, I'm going to get bored and I'm not really going to want to see more Avengers films. I want to see the Avengers being heroes, not being sort of anti-heroes or being in the shadows and having to operate in secret. That's not what I want from the MCU and Avengers movies. I want to see them be heroes and take on the world. They've already done that whole storyline, and I want to see them go forward. So maybe the Dark Avengers will just be a superhero group, and they are replacing the Dark Avengers, replacing the Secret Six, or Sinister Six, sorry, with Dark Avengers. Maybe. That's probably where they're going to go with that next. Now, another option is simply, maybe it won't be called the Dark Avengers, but it'll be called the Thunderbolts, and they decide that, think about it, we've got so many villains in the MCU, you can now set up the Thunderbolts, which is where you can have reformed sort of villains become heroes, but it's led by Norman Osborn, and it will go completely wrong. So we can do that. We can move down that route with those people there. So that's what you could do. It could be literally the Thunderbolt storyline, but Dark Avengers. So next up as well is something which is really interesting I might talk about next, is the fact there is a hint towards maybe the snap was all a misdirection, and that's hinted in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So I might do a video on that. Let me know if you want more Gotham videos. I haven't done any Gotham videos for quite a while. I just really haven't had the time, and there's been more to talk about really with the MCU. So if you want some Gotham videos, let me know. Flash weekly videos will be back as well in the coming weeks. I think it's like in about 10 days. I've got a Doctor Who video as well coming up tomorrow because Doctor Who is back. Let me know if you want more Arrowverse videos, and if you want Doctor Who videos down below, or if you have any other ideas for videos you want me to do, let me know down below. And let me know your thoughts on Norman Osborn leading the Dark Avengers in the MCU. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.